all the resignations that occurred upon the declination to prosecute Pryor. And I just note the contrast with how many DA resignations we saw here in this town and around the country because the DAs failed to prosecute actual criminals, because the real victims began growing by the millions of those affected in these Democrat-led cities and Soros-backed district attorneys that failed to actually implement true justice, to prosecute actual crime that has harmed so many people who pay their taxes and who vote whichever way they please, because that's the beauty of this country.
Well, and I think you're going to face even more of a lack of leadership because of what's going on right now, right? People are not going to want to run for office if this is where it goes.
Who would want to?
Nobody would want to do that.
They are entertaining the notion that GOP candidates will be discouraged by a prospect of accountability. They are saying that if the biggest crook to ever sit in the Oval Office can get caught, then
you're not making a lot of money. The downsides are so much bigger than the possible upside. So we're kind of signing our own death warrant here.
This is the common denominator in all of their word problems: fear. Everyone on the GOP is afraid that if Donald goes down, they will soon follow.
What's something that he did that you really liked?
Well, we had peace with most countries. He wasn't bringing us all in these other wars like Ukraine. We wouldn't have had any involvement in that war at all.
Do you think that's because he's kind of close with Putin, or do you think it's because he wouldn't want
I
it?
think it's because he's more of a neutral president. He doesn't like starting drama with other countries and everything.
So you're saying Donald Trump tries to avoid drama?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You are a rude, terrible person.
What do you say to Americans who are watching you right now who are scared?
I say that you're a terrible reporter. That's what I say.
Don't talk to me that way. You're just a lightweight. Don't talk to me that way. Don't talk to, I'm the president of the United States. Don't ever talk to the president that way.
What do you think are more dangerous, drag shows or guns to children?
Well, drag shows.
How many people do you think have been killed at a drag show?
I don't know, but the long-term effects are detrimental.
How many people do you think die every year from guns?
I have no idea.
48,000.
48,000? Okay. Well, there's probably 100,000 die from drag shows.
You heard it, guys. Drag shows are deadlier. They're like COVID. They can kill hundreds of thousands a year, or you develop long drag show, where you suffer from brain fog and can't remember your gender.
Where is the server? How come the FBI never got the server? Where is the server? I want to see the server. Let's see what's on the server. I'd like to see the server. I don't know. That's up to him. That you have to ask. Excuse me. No. They never dealt, John, with the Democrats the way the Democrats deal. And the Republicans won't forget it. People like that that testify. I don't even know who they are. I never even heard of some of them. You go to Europe and the roads are opposite.
Some members of the media were engaged in deliberately false reporting.
There will be times when we see things differently in this room.
This was the largest audience to ever witness an inauguration, period.
That's okay. That's part of our democracy.
That's what you guys should be writing and covering.
The importance of bringing truth and transparency back to the briefing room.
I will see you on Monday.
Let's do this again tomorrow.
Thank you, Jen. Goat's milk latte drinking, avocado toast eating.
Life is hard, but it's harder when you're stupid. Can I take cocaine with my spouse?
No, sir. No, sir.
I did not call Senator Sanders an ignorant slut. I'm not talking about buying it, but let's suppose I came in one day and the cocaine was there. People who are bilingual, they speak English and stupid. I don't know why we have to give money to countries that hate us. They should be able to hate us for free. Looks like we're giving Lindsay Lohan the keys to the minibar. President Biden is sort of like Kevin Bacon at the end of Animal House, the cantina bar scene out of Star Wars. They wanted it like Ben wants J-Lo. I'm like Bluto in Animal House. I'm just fat, drunk, and stupid. Frankly, I can't because I can't get my head that far up my rear end. Stick it up there, fact checker. They can kiss my ass. Somebody at the White House has been smoking the devil's lettuce, okay? We cannot run the greatest economy by putting fairy dust and unicorn urine in our cars. Urinate to get off the pot. My car doesn't run off fairy dust. My car doesn't run off unicorn urine. The spending porn on pet projects, it's just chock full of spending porn. There's an enormous amount of spending porn. Next time you get in trouble, call a crackhead, call a criminal, call a meth head.
It must suck to be that dumb.
I don't mean disrespect, but the mayor needs to take her meds. Christmas ornaments, drywall, and Jerry Epstein. Name 3 things that don't hang themselves.
And I'm going to be putting our Vice President, Mike Pence, in charge. And Mike will be working with the professionals, doctors, and everybody else that's working the team. I spent a lot of time with the team over the last couple of weeks, but they're totally brilliant, and we're doing really well, and Mike is going to be in charge, and Mike will report back to me. But he's got a certain talent for this.
The way we do every other election, by giving it to the person who got the most votes. Just a thought. Brings us together. This country was built. It is a movement reaching into church basements and barbershops, into universities and union halls. And if the voice can change the neighborhood, then we can change the city. Shines as a beacon around the world once more.
This is our chance to answer that call.
You guys can call me AOC. Mike Pence can't call me AOC, but you guys can call me AOC.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to get imposter.
Is there a way to mute yourself?
Yes, on disc.
I didn't even know I recorded myself. Ma'am! I can't kill Pokey. She's so nice.
Are you safe, ma'am?
Okay, I think I have to do it. Sorry, Pokey. Democrats are the party of violence.
It was an honor. It was an honor.
Okay, that scared me. How do I call a meeting? Oh, it's totally toast. How do I call a meeting? It wasn't him.
I figured it out.
Okay.
Still hot air.
I passed AOC on my way up. Did you murder Myth in cold blood up there?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
No.
There's a party that's enabled and funded and cheered for violent riots all through 2020.
That's good enough for me. I'm so sorry.
I'm trying to be more observant. Okay.
Now I'm murdering a sitting congresswoman.
That's the Democrat Party, but we're the party of the...
After everything we've been through.
I can't even vote in this election.
His voice is so deep.
AOC.
What? I didn't call it.
How's your day?
My day's going great. What's it like to just be able to go to the doctor and not be scared about going bankrupt?
You say, I have this problem, and then they prescribe you with the medicine, and then you just go pick it up, and that's it. And then you go home and you Google how much it would have cost in America, and you cry.
I can't even imagine that interaction without a credit card or some sort of cash payment. Toast was with me the whole time, but am I being marinated? Is that the term? I don't think
that is the term.
I was being marinated.
Oh, no.
If you need help figuring out your voting plan, go to iwillvote.com. You'll figure out your polling location, what early voting mail-in, everything. Bye, everyone.
Colorado is at the center of our nation for wolf battles. Typically, when these dangerous predators attack, they kill. And wolves don't just kill animals, they kill people as well. From 2002 to present day, approximately 500 people have been attacked by wolves, with nearly 30 of these attacks resulting in human deaths.
I would request unanimous consent to enter an article from wolf.org, which does a little deeper dive into some of the data you just cited, noting that of the 26 fatal wolf attacks around the world during that 20-year period, there was only one in the United States.
Oh, one U.S. fatality from wolves over 20 years. Lauren Boebert was fact-checked in real time and got humiliated. Talk about embarrassment. But it's not just about getting the facts wrong with her. When was the last time Lauren Boebert was so focused or so concerned about gun violence or mass shootings or kids killed in an elementary school? Oh, that's right. Guns are not a problem in the world of Lauren Boebert. Wolves are a problem.
Carlos Anticio in Walden, Colorado. He has a rescue dog here, Scooby-Doo. Well, Scooby-Doo, his cattle dog, and Buster were both killed by wolves. Scooby-Doo had his stomach ripped out and wide open.
It has to be noted that Ukraine didn't possess a single one of those vehicles before the full-scale war. All UR-77 in Ukrainian services are captured vehicles. Ukraine has at least 13.
Was it George Santos?
Yeah, George Santos.
Yeah, and so George Santos is being followed by both obviously a lot of press, but then some people kind of just trolling him. And you'll see here one of them is Daily Show correspondent Jordan Klepper trying to get some trying to get some answers from Santos as to what he's bringing to the circumstances today.
Why are you running, man?
I'm not running, George.
George,
are you finally bringing legitimacy to this process? Are you finally bringing legitimacy to this process, George? Can you tell us about your volleyball career? Tell us why you felt it was important to show up. Why you felt it was important to be here in person? Are you bringing legitimacy to the process finally? Are you finally? Talk to me about your logic. You thought you got many supporters to this. I showed up.
Excuse me.
States.
Really quick, since you were just there, but Mayor Adams described New York as, quote, his home. How did his home look? Pretty neat and tidy?
No, his home is disgusting. I compared it to what I called Gotham City. The streets are filthy. They're covered with people basically dying on drugs. They can't even stand up. They're falling over. There's so much crime in the city. I can't comprehend how people live there. It was repulsive. It smells bad. And I think it's a terrible place.
Woo! Feeling really good, and I hope everybody is feeling just as good on this beautiful spring day. What a beautiful day here in Nueva York. The city that never sleeps. Oh no. The city that never, ever sleeps. The ravaged New York City. Look how ravaged and crime-ridden. Look at the destruction. Look at the chaos here in New York City. All the chaos in New York City. The liberal New York City. Look how decimated it is here on the Upper East Side of New York City. The crime. There's people fighting, shooting all day long here. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day.
One other little funny element. Michael Cohen, whatever you want to say about him, I find him to be a pretty funny guy. And in my interactions with him, including privately, he's been on the show a couple times. I've been on his show. He's an all-around good guy, and he's genuinely very funny. He appeared yesterday on MSNBC with Ari Melber.
That he could be convicted, and he could lose his appeals, and he could, at the end of that line, potentially, he's legally presumed innocent, he could end up in prison. Based on your long years of service with him, how will he process that?
Yeah. Very poorly. As I like to call him sometimes in my tweets, Diaper Donald will be filling up that diaper because this is not something that Donald is capable of either understanding or contending with. He, as you stated accurately, he believes he can control every situation. This is not a situation that he has any control over, right. And that's making him sick to his stomach.
Yeah, and I do think that that's a really interesting thing more generally with narcissists, and we've talked about this before. Take a look at this. I love this stuff. I really do.
Apparently today, Donald Trump has called for America to defund the police, particularly the FBI, the Department of Justice, because the Democrats have weaponized law enforcement.
Right.
All right, who in this panel, raise your hand, who thinks that's a good idea? All right, nobody.
Ukraine will receive 10 experimental missile systems, 10 mobile CUAS laser-guided rocket systems from the United States to hit targets like the Iranian Shaheds. This is a mobile platform of the American company SAIC, equipped with high-precision laser-guided missiles. According to a company spokesperson, SAIC used BAE APKWS missiles during the January test, which achieved a 100% hit rate. In particular, the system detected a drone at a distance of 10 kilometers and hit it at a distance of 5 kilometers. At the same time, one such munition costs less than $30,000, which is cheaper than those air defense missiles that Ukraine uses to shoot down the Shahida now. The system is also equipped with an M240 machine gun mount and an electronic warfare system that can easily intercept and land commercial drones like Mavics.
Concerned about the treatment of their toddler at a San Antonio daycare, a husband and a wife sewed a recording device into their kid's jacket.
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna beat both of y'all. That's what I'm gonna do. You're nasty. I'm about to go for wait for some of y'all right now. Touch it and you die. Go! Now stop combining. Just for her. Just gonna wait for me. Because I will end up in jail.
First thing that she said to me was, we're not sending her back there. And she had tears in her eyes.
I just felt really deceived. And just devastated for my child.
Carly reported the employees to the San Antonio Police Department and Child Protective Services. Both agencies said their investigations are ongoing. Detectives in particular are looking into whether the recordings constitute terroristic threats. Neither woman has been criminally charged.
At least one group, the National Association for the Education of Young Children, is no longer accrediting the location as of late February. Staff at the daycare declined to speak to KSAT and instead referred us to immediate contact for their parent company.
Thank you for calling KinderCare Education.
Shortly after reaching its voicemail, KSAT received an email statement from KinderCare calling the employee's behavior unacceptable and that both women will never work for KinderCare or any of its brands again.
I trusted these people, and I don't know when I'm going to be able to do that again.
For KSAT Investigates, I'm Dylan Collier.
You know Ron DeSantis? Think again. In Congress, DeSantis voted 3 separate times to cut Social Security. That's right, 3 times over 3 years. Worse, DeSantis voted to cut Medicare 2 times. DeSantis even voted to raise the retirement age to 70. The more you learn about DeSantis, the more you see he doesn't share our values. He's just not ready to be president.